facts. So we're gonna speak on. I even took notes so I could bring this because I wanted to bring it in a way that I would stay on path. You know what I mean? Man, people just send you requests to go live. You know, just to go live randomly. I don't know who these people are. Sussy, what's good? Thank you, I'm Tasha. I'm happy to see you too. It's hot in NYC. I heard. What's going on to Jamaica? Suzette, what's good? So many of us struggle with learning or trusting our intuition. Many of us struggle. We struggle with it. We don't know how to do it. We don't know if it's our intuition telling us. We don't trust it. I think we have ignored it for all our lives. So we don't know how to trust in ourselves again. And I want to speak on, so you all want to take notes. I have 6 very important bullets to speak on about how to trust your intuition and how to allow it to guide you instead of, you know what I mean? Instead of being out there confused. North Dakota in the house. You know, I have never met somebody from North Dakota at all. Hey, Janice, how are you? Hey, you know, this song right here, I love this song because I want to get myself in the mood first before I start talking, right? I just love this song right here. Awesome. I'm glad. I hope you all want to hear this. I mean, don't you all want to know how to trust your intuition? How to let it guide you? How to strengthen it? I like this verse right here. Ain't it beautiful? Hey, Tiffany, how are you doing? Hey, from Charlotte. So I have this guy. No. We're not talking about guys right now. We ain't talking about guys. We ain't talking about relationships. Just listen to these words right here. I ain't talking about no sex, no relationships. I don't want to talk about no commitment. I'm talking about intuition. Okay? But I want to hear this song first before I start.
Every imperfection.
Just hear the words.
God took all of me.
That's right, Proverbs. Just trust in intuition. That's it. Thank you. I don't always look cute. I love this song.
God lives and breathes through me.
This is my mellow song to keep me mellow.
Looking in the mirror. I love you, sweet God.
So yes, so we're gonna talk about. I don't live in Norway, so we're gonna talk about how to trust our intuition. All right, so many of us are we are out there. We know that there's a voice in our head that talks to us all the time. We know there's a voice in our head that talks to us continuously, and we don't know what voice is in our heads. We have no idea who's speaking to us. We don't know the words that is speaking. We don't know where it's coming from. I know all you know is that you've been hearing it. Thank you. All you know is that you've been hearing it all your life, and you trust that you just go with that voice. You know, when the voice is happy, or when you are happy, the voice tell you happy things, right? And when you are sad, the voice tell you sad things to keep you sad. Hey, Pleasure, thanks for the gift. How are you doing? And when you are mad, the voice just keep making you mad by telling you things, giving you more reasons, telling you, man, go F him up. Go hit her. Go hit him. You know what I'm saying? Just tell her your mind. Just tell him your mind. Just cuss him out. So this voice is not the spirit. Because this voice is usually wrong majority of the time. This voice is the same voice that tells you all the time, oh, I bet he's cheating. I bet she's cheating. I bet he's doing this. I bet she's doing this. And it proven to you wrong all the time. This voice is the same voice that keeps you up at night when you're trying to sleep. It won't let you sleep. That's not the spirit. Spirit is not forceful. Spirit is very subtle. The spirit is very quiet and silent. So a lot of times this voice, and this voice is become stronger when we are trying to sleep, especially when we lay down and we're like, okay, I'm tired, it's time to go to bed. for some reason, this voice becomes very overactive. And this voice keeps you up all night thinking the same crap over and over and over again. The stuff that you already know, it keeps repeating it. All of a sudden, you're ready to sleep, and it's telling you what's gonna happen tomorrow, what happened today, what you missed today, what you got. And the voice is usually wrong, but yet we trust this voice with all our hearts. Imagine if you had a therapist, right? Imagine if you had a therapist that told you the wrong information about 80% of the time. Would you still hire that therapist? Would you still listen to what the therapist is saying? Would you still trust the therapist? Probably not. You probably won't even listen to this damn therapist. You'd be like, hey, I'm done. I quit. I ain't paying you. Matter of fact, I'm not even paying you next month because you garbage. You're always wrong. Every time I try what you say, I end up in trouble and more drama. You know what I mean? So we have to understand that this voice does the same exact thing. The voice only pumps you up. If you're mad, it makes you more angry. If you're happy, it makes you more happy. So sometimes it might make you, sometimes when you're feeling cute and you're getting compliments and people telling you, hey, and you dressed up and your hair done, your makeup done, and your all outfits and stuff, and the voice is telling you, ooh, you look good today. Oh, look at you. And you feel good because you're smiling. You know what I mean? You're smiling, and you're like, yeah, I feel good. But that same voice be telling you sometimes you ugly. You look so ugly today. Like, you're so stupid. Like, I'm so ridiculous. So we don't know how to trust our intuition. Many times we listen to our own mind thinking and think that is our intuition. All right. So the first step of trusting your intuition is to understand the voice that narrates everything in your mind. It is not your intuition. That voice that narrates everything. So if you see a person walking by, you're gonna look, and then that voice comes in. That voice that you start hearing, this thing start telling you, "Ooh, she is beautiful. Look at her. She's short. Oh, look at him. He's looking raggedy. Oh, look at him. I can't. I wonder where he's going." That voice just start talking to you, and you really think this is you speaking. So you start to pay attention to the voice. You become distracted, and your consciousness leaves. You are no longer conscious because this voice starts to take over exactly where you are going. Sometimes you're driving and the voice is talking to you, telling you everything that you want to know, what you need to know, what you hearing, what you're thinking, what you're seeing, what you're remembering. And then you are not even focused on what you are doing currently. The voice is not a conscious voice. It's not a spiritual voice. It's not God. It is not your intuition. It is not your consciousness. Because your intuition is very conscious. See what I'm saying? Your intuition is very conscious. And the voice could be the ego voice. You know, like the voice in your head that's always there? I'm talking about that voice. Okay? So you have to understand that you have to be able to separate. If you want to strengthen your intuition, you have to understand your intuition is not your voice. Your intuition don't need or don't use words. It does not use words. Your intuition, it is free from words, just like the spiritual. When you are more spiritually inclined, your words are lessened and your feelings increases. So your words, so the way how you speak and the stuff that you speak of. Okay, let me block this person from telling me calm down, because I don't know why she in my stuff talking about calm down. All right. So when you are going on your daily basis, the intuition is not a voice. See what I'm saying? It's usually a feeling. So the first step of strengthening your intuition is to understand that your intuition is not a voice. Okay? The second thing is this right here. I'm not going to stay on here long because I don't want to talk for long. To strengthen your intuition, you have to pay attention to the energies that you're carrying. So if you want to increase your intuition, you have to be able to pay attention to the energies that you are carrying. Meaning, are you angry? Are you emotional? Are you sad? Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Because sometimes you would hear those things in your mind and think, and you will follow them. That's not your intuition. That is your own instinct. That's your own emotion speaking to you. So you have to actually, hey Jenny, how you doing? Long time no see. So you have to actually be aware of yourself. So this is when it takes self-awareness. You have to be able to know what's going on inside of you currently. So this is why it's very important to get rid of all those negative energies that we are carrying. Favorite, how are you doing? Blessings, greetings. You have to be able to carry or to get rid of all those negative emotions inside of you if you want to understand your intuitions. Your emotions, your thoughts are very loud. Your intuition is not loud. Your intuition is very silent. So a lot of times when you sit in there thinking, it's all these thoughts, sometimes those thoughts getting you upset, those thoughts getting you angry, those thoughts getting you depressed, anxious, those thoughts is getting you all riled up. And now your intuition is trying to talk to you, but your thoughts and your own emotions are overdoing your intuition. So I'm saying you have to be able, what's going on, brother? How we doing, man, Sadiq? So you have to be able to point out what you are carrying inside. The best way to point out or to get rid of what you are carrying or to be aware of what you are carrying, and you don't have to get rid of those things. It's not about getting rid of them. It's to be conscious or aware of them. You see what I'm saying? Thank you. Don't read, just speak. You're right. I'm going to just speak, okay? You have to be aware of what you're carrying. So now the best way to be aware of the energies that you're carrying sometimes is to sit down and just shut up, take the music off, take the TV off, close your blinds and let your mind go. Okay? Just let your mind go and see where your mind is going. Don't judge your mind. Don't judge your thoughts. Don't judge what you're thinking. Don't judge what comes to your brain. Just focus on what comes and what goes. Okay? That's how you become aware of your thoughts. You have to become aware of your thoughts to know that your thoughts and your intuition is two different things. Many times we're thinking, and we thinking is our intuition telling us this. It's not your intuition. That's just your thoughts. Your thoughts and your intuition is two complete different frequencies. Your thoughts coming from the outside world, from people, from your belief system, from a whole bunch of stuff. Your intuition is a connection from you and God. It's a direct connection between you and God. It's a direct connection between you and the source because it's there to guide you. It's like your angels and your guiding angels is just telling you, hey, go here, go there, turn left, turn right. And it's not by words. You are just driven to do certain things. So it's not by thoughts. So you have to become aware of your thoughts. If you are not aware of your thoughts, it's very hard to follow your intuition. Many of us are so insecure, right? Many of us are so insecure because we already been through so much things. We already been hurt. We already been disrespected. We already been abused. We're living in anger. We're living in a whole bunch of stuff. So all our mind is just full of insecurities. You don't trust this. You don't trust that. You ain't doing this. I wonder what this. I wonder what this means. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder what he's talking about. I wonder what she's mean. I wonder what my kid is doing. So your thoughts are overshadowing everything else. You have to be aware of your thoughts. To be honest with you, the average person has about 60,000 thoughts daily. The average person processes about 60,000 thoughts daily. You know how much thoughts that is? You know how many thoughts that is? Imagine having 60,000 thoughts all day. There's no rest for you to see who you really are. There's no chance for you to actually become silent. There's no chance for you to become peaceful. There's no chance for you to just relax and rest. There's no break at all. So it's like your mind just keep going and 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 going. So now your intuition has no place in your life. Your intuition cannot even reach out to you and touch you. There's no part of it that you can actually feel or recognize because your thoughts are just going, 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 going. Listen, you gotta shut those thoughts off. Again, when you become aware of your thoughts stop itself. There is no specific way how to stop thinking. You don't want to stop thinking. You could change your thoughts or you could actually meditate. When you are thinking, right? A lot of times you don't even know that you are thinking. It's like your food digesting. Many times your food digesting after you eat, you are not aware that it's digesting because you're not doing it yourself. So you are not aware. Your heart is beating, but you are not aware of it. You just kind of know from time to time, oh, my heart is still beating. But you are not aware of it. So your mind is doing the same thing. You are thinking and all of a sudden you deep in a thought, you're already angry, you're already mad, you're already this, you're already emotional. And it's based on a thought that you don't even realize that your thought is not real. Your thought is just you. Your thoughts is just you, something that you're going through. And many times your experiences makes you think. And when you're thinking, you are thinking based on your perceptions. You are thinking based on your past and based on your limited knowledge. So you're thinking, you're getting mad, you're getting angry. All of a sudden you are carried and driven by a thought that's just a thought. You are driven completely from here to a different dimension from one thought that is just supposed to be a thought. That is not a real reality that you are actually given power to. So sometimes you have to be aware that when you are thinking, you recognize that you are thinking. So what I did for me is that when the voice comes on my head, like for instance, if I'm looking at a woman, if I'm passing, and I have to practice this, if I'm passing a woman, if I'm walking and a woman passed by, if I don't want to lust, because sometimes when you see a attractive person or whatever else, that voice comes on. You start thinking, you start saying, "Oh my, look at her breast, look at her," and you start to like break down everything about this person. You start looking at breast, butt, legs, neck. You start to look at everything, right? You start to dissect all her parts and all her features. You start to dissect this thing. So now when I realize that I start to dissect it, I say, "Hey," I become aware of my thoughts. So I say this one thing: look at you thinking. This is what I say to myself. Look at you thinking. When I say look at you thinking, I come back to a reality that I realize I am doing this not on purpose, unconsciously. I am a conscious person. I like to stay conscious. I like to stay aware. So therefore, when I say look at you thinking, I catch myself. Look at you thinking. When you say that, it brings back consciousness to you, so you stop thinking. You cannot think in the now moment. You cannot think and be conscious. When you're thinking, you are unconscious because now you are going to a different place. You are traveling. When you start thinking, you are not present because thinking is about yesterday or tomorrow. So you cannot be present at all. So to be present, you have to give your mind some key phrases or some keywords. My keywords is look at you thinking, Kirk. Like, damn, look at you thinking. When I say that, I catch myself. And when I catch myself, I'm like, switch. Let me change my eyes. Because a lot of times we start to give into our thoughts. We think our thoughts is real. So we start to give it all into our thoughts. We start to dissect this man or dissect this woman or dissect this tree or dissect everything that we see. We got to think about it. We got to think. And sometimes you have to realize that your thoughts ain't nothing but your thought, your perception, your limited perception. And you spend so much time in there and it's not even good thoughts. It's not even thoughts that help you. It's not even thoughts that create anything in your life that's better. So you gotta catch yourself and say, "Hey, look at me thinking." So write down those 4 words to remind yourself. Look at me thinking. Okay? Thoughts distract you from being in the present. Write down those 4 words. Look at me thinking. So when you catch yourself thinking, and many times, to be honest, you will never catch yourself thinking because it happens so quick and it happens so fast and it happens so often that you stay in a mindset of thinking. But that's not everybody. Some people actually, I recognize when I'm thinking, okay? All right, so now my second point was pay attention to the energies that you carry inside. Your thoughts create energy. Your thoughts create your emotions. If you are not paying attention to your thoughts, then when you are feeling emotional about something, you don't even know what's causing it, okay? So that's why you got to pay attention to your thoughts. Your thoughts drive your emotion. When you are emotional, it's nothing to do with your intuition. It's completely separated. So you got to know how to stay conscious and aware, okay? So that's my second one. My third step of strengthening and trusting your intuition is, let's talk about this one. This one is very important. I think this one is the most important part. This is the most important step. This is the hardest thing. This is the hardest thing to grasp because we usually get this. We all get it. It happens to all of us, but we don't trust it. You have to be able to start paying attention to the first feeling. That's step number 3. Pay attention to the first feeling that comes to you in each situation. Let me say that again. Start paying attention to the first feeling that comes to you in every situation. In any situation. First vibe, first energy, first feeling. Focus on that feeling. Now, many times, we're in a situation where we meet someone or we're with someone or we're doing something or we somewhere and we have this first feeling. But we're like, oh no. Then we start to actually go against our natural feelings. We start to go against it. We start to fight it because we don't like it. We start to like, that don't make sense. We start to try to process that first feeling. And every time the crap turns out to be bad, you think back, damn, I should have trust what I felt. Like especially after a relationship. After relationships, usually you are so bad and you are so mad and you are so upset, you are so hurt, and you are hurt more because I knew it. Something told me. I knew this. But for some reason, I argued with myself. I argued and argued and argued with myself. And now I should have just listened to myself. See what I'm saying? How many times do we do that? How many times after the relationship is finished, the relationship or whatever, how many times do we say, damn it, I wish I had listened to my intuition? Yeah, so we have to be able to, the first feeling, not the first thought. Now, I ain't talking about your thoughts. I'm not saying the first thought that come to you. Understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, right? The first feeling that comes to you in each situation is what you're going to take notice with. Focus on it. Grasp it. Understand it. Your first feeling. Your first feeling when you walk into a place, that's what it is. Your first feeling when you meet someone, trust it. Your first feeling when you're in a relationship, trust it. Your first feeling when somebody leaves you, trust it. Vegan girl was good. So yes. And a lot of times you second guess yourself because you don't trust it yet, because you're not developing it. You see what I'm saying? Hey, it's the time. How are you doing? So number 3 is to start paying attention to the first feeling that comes to you in every situation. We all have this. We all get the feeling that comes to us in every situation. But like somebody said, you second guess yourself every single time. And you still haven't learned. Every time I second guess myself, I end up hurt. See, your intuition is there to actually keep you safe. Your intuition is like your protector. Your intuition is your protector that tells you, hey, listen, I am your guardian angel. I said no. I said stop. I said pause. I said slow down. But you're not listening. So you second guessing yourself because you think that you know better. You think, well, I've been here longer. I know what I'm doing. But you don't know what you're doing. Because in all reality, your spirit is so old. We've been here before. It's like we've been here before. Not physically, but you only going off of your physical abilities. You only going off of your physicalities. Your physicalities only been here for a couple years. Your body is not that connected to the source as your spirit is. Your spirit being here, and it's like your spirit is telling you, hey. But as you strengthen the spirit, you learn to listen to it. Okay? We have to start trusting the first feeling that we have. Makes sense, right? So that's number 3. Y'all ready for the 4th one? You all ready for the 4th one? Good evening, all. If I missed you all, good evening. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm just talking about intuition, strengthening your intuition and trusting your intuition. I'm a very intuitive person. A few years ago, I was working on my third eye. Well, I worked on all my chakras, but then I stayed here for a long time on this damn third eye chakra just for connection purposes. And it took me forever because I'd never understood it. It's one of the hardest. For me, it was one of the hardest chakra to actually start to balance because it's different. You're in a whole different world. You're in a whole different realm. Things come to you. You have visions. You see things. You feel things. You see things that don't exist in the physical realm. You actually connected to certain things. You feel certain vibes. You feel certain frequencies. And it's just different. You start seeing different colors. You know, when you sleep, your eyes bright up and you start seeing different things. But then when you actually understand how that works, when you open the third eye chakra, it's like, oh, it's just guiding me. It's just what it should be in the first place. But we have, during our 30, 40, 50 years on living, we have gotten away from the frequencies and use voices. We use words to explain how we feel. You can't use words to explain how you feel. You can't use words to explain your intuition. You cannot use words to explain what the spirit is telling you, because the spiritual realm in the 4th and 5th dimension, there is no words. Words don't exist. You cannot speak words, because the first time I astral projected, the first time I realized when I was speaking, my mouth wasn't moving. Matter of fact, I didn't even have a mouth, but my mouth wasn't moving. But yet, the soul that I was speaking with, they spoke back. And we understood each other, but there was no conversation like how we do it now. There was nothing at all. So it made me realize in that realm, there is no need for words. Words is just in the physical dimension. Do we understand? It's like God. It's like how we know God knows what you want. God knows when you have a silent prayer. God knows when you want something. God knows when you need something. God knows what you are saying before you said it. God knows even what you want to say before, without knowing how to put it in words. Because that level of frequency is not, words cannot describe it. As a matter of fact, words were created to discredit energy. Words were created to discredit frequencies. Because the more words that I use is the farther away I get from the truth. Sometimes it's not that much words that make sense. It's the feeling that you get. And when you hear the word, sometimes the feeling, because the truth lives in you. Let me tell you all this. The truth lives in you. We are the truth. We were made of the truth. As a matter of fact, we are the truth. And the truth, because we are the soul. We don't have a soul. And I keep saying this. The more disconnected, yeah. You know what I mean? And like I said, I keep telling people this. We don't have a soul. People keep saying, my soul, my soul. You don't have a soul. You are the soul. You don't have a soul. You cannot have something that you cannot create. You create your body. So you have a body. The soul was created before you came here. So you don't have a soul. You are the soul. When you understand that you have a soul, that you are a soul, your abilities have to change. Because now you become a different entity in your mind. It's like your consciousness is changing, because we are so limited because we think we have a soul, but we are the body. If you think that you are the body, if you think, well, this is me, then the body is physical. And you cannot go from I can't turn a body into a phone. It's impossible. So now to see a miracle happen, you don't understand it. I cannot transform me into a phone. It's two physical things. Spiritually, I can. Physically, I can't. Soul having a human experience. So we have to understand that we are souls. You don't have a soul. You have a body. So when you understand that you have a soul, you understand astral projection. You understand that the spirit leaves the body sometimes. You understand that you can travel. You understand that you can... Many people doubt this part because many people never experienced it. And in a lot of religion, it is so taboo. In a lot of religion, talking about this, you sound like you're crazy. In many religions, people think that you are of the devil and, oh my God, that's evil. But you have to understand. You have to understand that who they told you that you are, they are lying. Who they told you that you were is a lie. What you can see is not me. What you can see is just what I created, my body. I created this from my food, from my exercise, from my water, from my drinks. I created this body. See what I'm saying? This is what I created. If I have a body, my body can't be me. See what I'm saying? So understand this. The fourth part in increasing your intuition and to strengthening your intuition is this right here. You all ready? Focus on how many times those feelings that I spoke of in number 3 were right. Look back and see how many times when you heard those first feeling, or when you felt that first feeling when you're in each situation. Now, the fourth step is to sit your butt down and to go over how many times were you right. How many times was those first feelings right? Even though you went against them, even though you didn't listen to them, you got to sit down and count how many times were they right. Guarantee they were all right. But sometimes you confuse your intuition with your thoughts. So sometimes you get it off. You are off. But this right here will help you to understand, well, if I was right 75% of the time, then you start to trust it more. You see what I'm saying? If you were right about 80% of the time, now you start to become dependent on it. That's what you got to do. Stop being dependent on your thoughts. Be dependent on your intuition. It's very silent. It's very calm. It's very subtle. Hey, Amanda. So you got to count how many times. Focus on how many times your intuition was right. That's an easy step, right? That's a very easy step. Do we understand this? I can still... I can still don't understand is what we say, rest in peace. Hey. Well, you resting. The body is resting. You are at peace. So we got the fourth one, right? Your thoughts is full of tricks because your brain is full of tricks. Your brain is what people told you. Your mind is what people taught you. And a lot of times people tell us people will tell you, hey, you can't do that. Just because they tried and they wasn't successful, they tell you that you can't. So no, you start believing that crap. You start to believe all this crap that they tell you, and you start to, it's hard. All right, so you are get number 4, right? Logic versus intuition. A lot of educated people have this issue. A lot of educated people have this issue. It is so hard. The more of the worldly education that we put in, and it's not everybody. I'm just saying many times. A lot of educated people struggle a lot when it comes to trusting yourself and understanding. It's simple. Education makes you dissect. Okay? Education makes you dissect. And what does dissect mean? If you have a frog in science class and you're trying to understand the frog, science will tell you, cut off the leg, cut off the arm, cut off take out the heart, open the chest, you know what I mean? Take out the eyes, and you dissect this frog. But by dissecting a frog, do you actually know it? Can you know something by dissecting it? That's what words do. Our intellect usually dissect things. Your intellect is used to dissecting. Okay? We use our intellect to dissect. You cannot know a frog if you dissect it. You cannot know a human being if you dissect. If you dissect, take off my leg and cut off you can't know me still. You know my parts, but you cannot understand me. You could know this is a leg, this is an arm. Well, that's obvious, but can you know something if you dissect it? You cannot. That's not how you learn it. You have to know it when you connect to it, not dissect to it. See what I'm saying? So many times we use our education to dissect knowledge. I'm not educated. I'm very happy, and I'm not saying it's wrong to be educated. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it gives you a good job. It can give you a good job. It can give you a good life as far as your house and car and all these stuff. But you have to understand that when we depend on the education too much, a lot of times we shift our subconscious mind. We shift our intuitiveness. We shift that powerful part of us that needs to be connected. We start to dissect things because we start to look for things. Well, this don't make sense because no. When it comes to nature, it's very simple. And when you look at simplicity, it makes so much sense. So you have to be able and you have to understand that you don't have to dissect truth or certain things. You could actually connect to it instead. You see what I'm saying? We must be careful to separate emotional responses based on fears. Facts. All right. The 5th one is this right here. This is one I use I use this one very often. Okay. I need you all to write this one down. The 5th thing that I do to strengthen my intuition, and I remember I started doing this, and when I started to see results, I didn't try it, I did it. When I started to see results, now I have no doubts in my mind, because the more results you see is the less doubts that you start to get. The more results you see, the less doubts that you will have. So then you will use it more. Hey Queen Leah, how are you? So understand this. The 5th step, write this one down. Ask yourself, my note says, ask yourself to reveal things to you before you go to bed, especially before you go to bed. Trusting that the higher intelligence within you, that intelligence in you, see this intelligence, that the higher intelligence within you will deliver an answer. Okay, you want me to hear that again? You all need to hear it again? Hey from Netherlands, how you doing? I was messing with your thought process. Oh no, you wasn't. Nice. If you call it your Holy Spirit, then that's what you call it. I mean, we all call the same things different names. you might call it the Holy Spirit. Like Christians will call it the Holy Spirit. I just call it the higher intelligence. I ask them, don't get anything. Is there? So let me repeat it again. Ask yourself, ask your higher self, your higher. But I don't believe in a higher self. But let me just say my note. Ask yourself to reveal things to you, especially before you go to bed, trusting that the higher intelligence within you will deliver that answer. And then when you get the answer in the morning, or whenever you get it, trust it. So, what I'm talking about is this right here. You remember for the past couple of days, I've been talking about this intelligence within us. This intelligence created, the same intelligence within us, you get a cut and it heals up. See that scar on my arm? See that scar? I don't know if y'all can see it in the camera. I have a scar right here. I didn't heal this scar myself. I had no power over this being healed. As a matter of fact, see this cut on my ankle? Big old cut when my foot was broken. It wasn't me that healed this foot. It wasn't me. I don't have that kind of power within my body. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that. I don't have that. So there's something inside of you that does everything for you. The same energy or the same intelligence, whatever it may be, some might call it God, some call it Source, some call it Christ, Holy Spirit, whatever you call it. Let's not all debate whatever you call it, because whatever you call it doesn't make a difference. Okay? But we all know there's something within us. It doesn't matter what you call it, but we know for a fact there's something within you that's working through you and is doing everything that's in you. Okay? That same whatever thing is in you created everything else outside of you. Okay? It created everything else because it's only one form, it's only one energy, it's only one creator. See what I'm saying? So that same source created everything else. The same source is within you. The same source was before you and it's going to be after you. So it knows everything, is actually infinite. So the infinite source, that's within you. So at nighttime, especially before I sleep, so you know before when you are in a drowsy state, when you are laying on your bed, let me tell you why I do it at nighttime, okay? Let me tell you why I do it at nighttime. At nighttime I do it, I'm gifted, thank you. So at nighttime, understand why it's nighttime, okay? Nighttime, while you are drowsy, your subconscious mind is very, very, very vulnerable. Your subconscious mind becomes vulnerable because your conscious mind is shutting down. So whatever you feed in your subconscious mind, whatever you feed in your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, which is your logic, is not saying, I don't know about that one. You see like how you say sometimes, I want to lose 15 pounds by next week. Then here comes your conscious mind. Here comes this damn, hey Kim, how are you? Here comes this logical, educated mind. But that's kind of impossible because I don't know how to do that. So now you are actually separated. You are not one. You are not on one accord. Your subconscious mind, your conscious mind is completely in two. So that's your two kingdoms divided. Okay? If your two kingdoms are divided, what do you get? You're great. Okay, good, Kim. If your two kingdoms, which is, again, I know I use certain terms, and they might be in the Bible, and you might hear me use them differently. And you might think, well, the kingdom is the kingdom of God and the kingdom of the devil. Right. If that's what you believe, then so be it. I know when I use my terms, don't debate what I'm saying in those words. You could debate the logic, but don't worry about what I call my thing, okay? You get chaos, right? So now the two kingdoms, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, when they are aligned and you have your intuition set, your intention set, when your conscious and subconscious mind are aligned, when your conscious mind accepts what your subconscious mind says, you are actually coming together. Okay? You are coming together, and then whatever intention you have has to be followed through. So at nighttime, when you are drowsy, your conscious mind, your logical mind, don't have a time to go against your subconscious mind. So as you sleep, your subconscious mind is the most powerful state. When you are sleeping, your subconscious mind, it is the most powerful. Okay? So whatever you feed it right when you are drowsy, that's why if you go to sleep with the TV on, you're going to start dreaming. Most of the time, you start dreaming garbage. You start hearing crap. You start having nightmares. And that's because you put it in things as you are drowsy. That's why it's very important that when you're about to sleep, before you go to sleep, turn the TV off. Maybe an hour prior. Turn off the music. Turn off all those stuff because you are still downloading. You are still downloading what you see and what you're watching. You're downloading your subconscious mind takes on every single image. Everything that you see, your subconscious mind receives. Your subconscious mind doesn't have the power to reject anything that you see. It does not have power to reject anything that you listen to. Your subconscious mind takes everything. That's why even when you dream, sometimes you dream about faces that you have never seen in your life. You have never seen these faces, but for some reason, who is this person? It's because you was walking one day and you saw this person. It is known that the mind cannot create a face. So therefore, whatever you see in your dream is something that your subconscious mind has taken in. You don't have power to say, don't go in there. It goes in. That's why even the Bible tells you, be careful about what goes in your eyes. Be careful what goes in your heart. Be careful what goes in your ear. You have to pay attention because you don't have power to say, don't come in. And everything that comes in have to go out. But it comes out in fear and anxiety and all these stuff. It's like a sponge. So you have to be very careful. So at nighttime, ask your subconscious mind. Ask your God, ask your Jesus, or your whatever you call it. Ask your source, ask Buddha. I don't care what you call the thing that you speak to or you believe in. I don't really care. So before you go to bed, just relax, take your deep breaths. Relax your mind, bring your energy from all those thoughts because your thoughts travel, and when your thoughts travel, you go back to places and you travel into those places, and you travel into the future, you travel into the past, you travel into this morning what happened, that then you travel into last year when your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend cheated on you, then you travel tomorrow about what if he's cheating, or what if work pisses me off, what if my boss said this, what if I'm not done at work, what if I left something, and your mind is just traveling all the time. So now you breathe before you go to sleep so that you could bring your energy back. Many of you, all your energy don't come back. So you have a whole bunch of nonsense in your mind. You have a bunch of nonsense just going to sleep with it. That's why you can't sleep. So you go into bed with a whole bunch of energies. Your mind is all over the place, and you're having crazy dreams. Somebody chasing you, somebody running, somebody shooting you. You're about to get stabbed, and you wake up retarded. It's just a whole bunch of crap. Or you go to sleep with the TV on, and you having the same movie in your dream, and you're like, oh my God, what happened? Or you're hearing the TV in your subconscious. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So what you do is you lay down, you take your breath, you bring your energy back, focus on your breath, focus on your chest rising and falling, focus on right now, focus on how the bed feels, because this is now, because right now you're laying on the bed. Focus on how the bed feels. Focus on how your body is matching this bed, because it's all in and out, and you're not thinking. Focus on how the body is just laid perfect. Focus on how the body is just breathing, how you are breathing so perfect. Focus on how the body feels and how relaxed you are. Focus on everything inside of you. And as you breathe, bring it back to yourself. So that's how you bring back your energy, okay? I know somebody was going to ask me, how do you do that? You focus on it. You focus on right now. You focus on your body. You focus on your current state. You focus on your room. I'm in this room right here, and I'm breathing. Oh my God, this feels so good. This bed is amazing. And you breathe in. As you breathe, feel your body sink into the bed. Exhale. Many times, many people will fall asleep at that point. So as you are in that state, ask the question. Give me subconscious mind, or God, or source, or Jesus, or ancestors. I need, or how can I make more money? But be more specific. What do I have to do to be more successful in my job? What do I have? What do I need for whatever? Speak to your, listen, there's so much answers within you, but you don't even ask the questions. You ask the dumb questions. Why am I so stupid? Why can't I figure this out? Don't ask those questions. Because if you ask those questions, your ego takes over. Why am I so dumb? Because you're just stupid. Why am I so foolish? Because you are doing this to yourself. So every time you ask a question, you have to have an answer. So ask those questions. Go to sleep on it. Don't question the question. Don't doubt that the answer is coming. When you wake up in the morning, focus on what comes to your intuition or what comes to your mind. You have to focus. When you open in the morning, stop being angry. Don't wake up texting. Don't wake up checking Facebook, because then you're going to throw it off. Don't wake up, kissing somebody or having somebody feel you up, because I know you are perverted. What you focus on will manifest in your life. Don't focus on dumping on somebody and riding somebody. Don't focus on these things. Your first focus will be to listen to what answers that you seek. Listen to the questions that you ask and focus. Because I promise you, the answers usually come. But many times we doubt it because it's coming from a place where you know nothing about. Don't trust the answer to come from a place where you know. Don't trust the money that you ask for to come from your job. Don't trust the answer you seek to come from a place where you are. The answer comes from places that is not your business. You just gotta trust it. You just gotta trust it. Don't trust it to come from a specific source. Because when God said, I will open all my windows, many windows, I will open all my windows and I will bless you from all these windows. So there's many windows in the universe that's used for you. See what I'm saying? There's many windows that's going to be open when you pay attention. The problem is we look, like for instance, we love a guy or you have a boyfriend or girlfriend and you're giving this person love, you're giving this person love, you're giving them love, you're giving them love. You love them. But this person ain't loving you back. And you start, but it says if I give you love, love's going to come back. It never says who it comes from. Okay, that went too far, right? I went too far with that one. I think one of y'all might get mad at me for saying that, right? One of y'all might get mad at me for saying that. We give this person love. Okay? We give this person love. We give this person whatever, attention. And this person that we are giving it to is not giving us back. And so we start to doubt. No man, all men are garbage. It never said when you give, who's it coming back from? The people who I give money to, my money don't come from them. Think about what I'm saying. Okay? Hear what I'm saying. When you meet somebody on the street and you say, hey, I see that you're struggling. Here you go, $10. That $10 most of the time will not come from that person back. You won't get it back from the same person. Many times, who we give to, we will not receive from. Do we understand this? So do not expect your answer or your, as we call it, blessings or your manifestations to come from a specific place. You got to open your mind. You got to stop thinking human-like. Stop thinking like a man or woman. Open your mind. Stop thinking period. And just be ready to receive it because it's coming. So sometimes you got to close your eyes from the source of who you think is coming from and just receive the damn thing. Does that make sense? Okay? So number 5 is to nighttime before, and I see myself breaking this down and going into more words because I want you all to understand what I'm saying. So I'm not going to just give you all pointers. Hey, Tiffany, I'm not going to give you all pointers without explaining. So I want you all to close your eyes, lay on the bed before you go to sleep, cut the TV off like an hour before you sleep, cut the TV off, just cut it off, cut the radio off, cut the music off. Thank you, vegan girl. You know what I'm saying? Cut everything off. Let it in quiet. Listen, we have to be surrounded by noise all the damn time. I don't know why. TV gotta be on for us to feel normal. Cut everything off. Just be silent. And when you be silent, there's an energy that comes and is so still and it's so peaceful. And but some of you are, when you're silent, your mind just starts to go in the ridiculous places that it has no business going. Your mind just starts to go in places and I can't control my thinking. I can't stop thinking. Well, if you can't stop thinking, you have to change your thoughts. How do I change my thoughts? Thank you. How do I change my thoughts? I don't know. That's on you. Like, I can't tell you to change your thoughts. We're grown. If you can't change your thoughts, I don't know what to tell you. If you're thinking about sex, oh, I want to cuss her out. I want to cuss her out. Me, personally, I would say, you know what? I just recognize, because you don't know how to change it, because you don't know, you're not aware that you are thinking. And you trust your thoughts. You think that your thoughts are real. So you're going to entertain them. For me, when I start thinking nonsense, hey, I'm thinking. Look at me thinking. And I switch my thoughts. Oh, I stop thinking. I switch my thoughts. And I'm like, you know what? Look at my daughter. I miss my daughter's face. My daughter is so lovely. She's so beautiful. Oh my God, I miss her face so much. Look at her. I remember when she was a baby. So if I have to think, and the reason why I will think is because as I think of my daughter, listen to what I'm saying. If I think of my daughter, my mood changes. My smile changes. So my feelings change. When my feelings change, my frequency elevates. When my feelings change, my frequency elevates. When my frequency elevated, now I'm matching the higher the higher vibration of the things that I asked for. I'm matching the vibration of love. I'm matching the vibration of happiness. I'm matching the vibration of peace. So now the universe is sending me things to match what I feel. Does that make sense? The universe starts to send me things that matches how I feel. Because one time I thought about a car. And I thought about this car and I was like, oh my God, it feels so good. I love it. I want this car. So now when I think about my daughter, it creates a higher frequency, right? So as it creates a higher frequency, that same feeling that I had when I thought about the car, I'm going to get it back. So now when I start smiling again, my daughter does it for me. So when I start smiling again, now I start to match the frequency of the car. Now I'm connected to the car. Does that make sense? As I'm connected to my car or that frequency, the universe has to send you things to match your frequency. Now remember 2 days ago I said, the universe is not here to make you happy. It's here to match your frequency. The universe is not here to make you happy. The universe is here to match your frequency. So whatever you feel is what it continues to send you to keep that same feeling. If you are angry, it sends you anger stuff, or it sends you those frequencies or those situations that keep you in that state. Do you get it? If you're happy, it keeps sending you things or people or situation to keep you in that mood. Because now, if you're walking around and you're an adult and you smile, or whatever you're carrying is what it wants to keep you carrying. It's not here to please you. It's here to make you, it's here to match your frequency. If you can't control what you feel, I don't know what's wrong. It's like going to work late in a bad mood. You wake up in a bad part of the bed and somebody pissed you off and you mad, you angry. And now that you're angry, you late for work, your makeup is jacked up, everything is just, your car won't start. Next thing you know, you driving down on the road, you late, you're 15 minutes late, every light turns red. No, every light is red. It turns green, it takes off, then the next light is red, and you just making you even more angry. Because that's what happens. It has to keep feeding you the things to keep that frequency. Because it doesn't know. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. It matches your frequency. Okay? Okay. So my last state, you're more late. So my last thing for your intuition is this right here. When these things or when these answers come to you, do not use emotions to process them. When these answers come to you, when these intuitions come to you, these feelings come to you, do not use your emotion, your emotional state. If you're angry, if you're sad, if you're this, don't process them with your emotions. You gotta be free and clear of your emotions so that you understand them. See, many of us are always emotional. Many of us stay in an emotional state all day. Many of us, we wake up in a bad mood and we carry the entire mood all day. Oh, don't piss me off. I'm telling you right now, you want to get me mad. And you don't understand that you're controlling your own destiny. You controlling your entire journey. You controlling your entire manifestations. You controlling your entire creations. You controlling your entire day. But you don't want to understand that because you want to feel justified to carry that negative energy because it feels good to you. It's what you're used to. And you say, that's what makes you say, that's just how I am. That's just me. And you refuse to change who you are based on that nonsense that you create in your mind. This is me. That's not you. That's what you do. What you do is not what you are. You see what I'm saying? What you do is not what you are. It's two different concepts. See, you chose to be angry. That's not who you are. That's just an emotion that you want to play the character of anger. I'm angry, so let me do angry stuff. So now you embody the anger emotion. Now anger takes over you and you want to act it out. You play the scenes of the angry person perfect. Oh my God, I can't stand you. Come here, you. You beating your children. You cussing people out. You mad at your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you have. You mad at your dog. You acted it out. You want to talk back. You want to cuss your boss out. You are acting this damn character of anger out perfect. It's not who you are. It's not really who you are. Thank you, vegan girl. So I'm saying, don't use your emotions to process the answers that come to you that you ask for. If you do those 6 simple steps, watch your intuition become stronger. Somebody said before, change what you eat. That's a fact. In my journey, when I stopped eating meat, my intuition becomes stronger because the frequency that the meat gave me, the energy that's in the meat that I eat, the energy of whatever the cow was going through, that cow probably was depressed and sick and sad and miserable and miss his body because he just watched his body die. So the cow was just miserable. You bite up the meat and you transfer the energy towards you. Now you're anxious. Now you're scared looking out your window. You have the same energy. We have energies from the meat that you don't understand. So when I changed my diet, my frequency changed. Now, that's your business. If you want to do it or not, that's your business. That's part of your life. That's part of your journey. You ain't got to do it. But on my journey of enlightenment, meat made a big difference. So my foods that I ate, all the sugar, get rid of it. It affects you. Even shrimp. Shrimp is cockroaches. Sea cockroaches. I never had shrimp before. I never had a shrimp in my life. But that's beside the point. Yeah, so because it's animals. Animals have feelings, they have emotions. Some are just. Anytime you put an intelligence from an animal, and you add it to your intelligence, that emotion and all these things, it complicates your intelligence. It complicates your stuff. It changes whatever you have in or whatever you are carrying. Some of us understand the energy from the cow and can transmute it into pure energy. And that's facts too. That's facts. That is fact because you understand, because now you know how it is to eat it, you know how it is to not eat it. So now you know the difference, so you know how you feel when you eat it. So yes, we all at different parts and different levels of understanding and different spiritual path, you know what I'm saying? So we all on different levels. But I'm saying, man, if you follow those 6 steps for your intuition, to strengthen your intuition, you will actually see and improve. You will actually make better decisions. You will create how many people right now, raise your hand, give me a hand if you don't trust your decisions, whether in relationships, whether in what you should do for job, whether in your some part of your personal life. How many of us don't trust our decisions? Thanks for joining. If it's your first time here. Oh, I already went over those 6 steps. I can't explain those again. Yeah. So many of us are very afraid to trust our own decisions that we create. And this is because you don't know how to tell if it's your mind, if it's your insecurities. Am I just thinking this? Is this what's supposed to be me? Is it for me? Where's this coming from? Am I tripping? You know what I mean? Am I crazy? Listen, my intuition gave me, and when you trust your intuition, it don't tell you the things that you are used to. So that I think that's why it's so harder to understand it, because what you are used to is what you have heard. What you are used to is what you have been practicing. What you have been practicing hasn't been working. So of course it's gonna give you many times to give you an entire different path. Because many of us, especially in relationships, many of us can't choose to save our life. Let me tell you this. I have more women on my live right now. So let me just speak on this. Sometimes, as beautiful women, smart, intelligent creatures as you are, you have about 15, 20 men who give you compliments. You have 15, 20 men. You have 15, 20 men who trying to talk to you and who met you, who ask you for a date, or maybe 3 or 4 men. And if there's a good one, they have to be. I mean, I don't call it bad. I don't believe in good or bad. But while I'm on this live, I would say good or bad. But I don't believe in good or bad people. I don't believe good or bad exists. I think choices that we do aim for us, and some choices are. Things that we do sometimes don't benefit us, and some things benefit us. So I don't think there's good people or bad people. I think people are just doing things. So, but for the case of this live, I would say good and bad. So you have 15 men behind you chasing you. If there's a bad one, there must be a good one. I don't think everybody's bad. I don't think that you only attract negative. A lot of times, the frequency that we have, we do attract a lot of negative according to how we feel about ourselves, as we call it negative. But again, it's not negative, it's what you're matching. Because you attract what you match. Okay? You attract what you match. So whatever you're carrying is what you match. But sometimes you match higher frequency stuff by fluke. Because sometimes you have a good day where you feel amazing, you ain't think about your stress or worries, and bam! Something just connects to a frequency of something that you desire, but you don't trust it because you don't know how to process it properly. See what I'm saying? We don't give them the time of the day. So now you have 10 men chasing you, and you choose the bad one. You choose the one that hurts you. You choose the one that just made you, I don't know why I chose you, I should have chosen him instead. You choose so many people are afraid to choose a partner because they just don't know what they're going to get in the end. They don't know if it's going to be like the same one. It's going to be like the last one I had. I mean, he was a liar. He was this. He was a cheater. So we don't know. So since we don't know, we just throw everybody away. We're like, I don't know the good from the bad. I don't know how to differentiate the good from the bad, or what's for me or what's not for me. So let me just get rid of all of them. I don't want nobody. You know, hey Sanja, I got your name this time. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So many of us stay single, not because we want to be single, not because we love being single, but we stay single because we don't know how to choose. Let's be real. No, don't lie to me. Listen, one thing that you ain't got to do is lie to me, because I'm telling you, my stuff, many of us, we so happy say we're single. But many of us don't really want to be single. Many of us single, and it's not, and we would say, I'm single by choice. In all honesty, it's not by choice, it's by fear. See what I'm saying? That one, that's me right now. I'm serious. Many of us are not single by choice, we're single by fear. Let's be real. Let's be real. I'm just saying, listen, you ain't got to lie to me. I'm just talking. Nadine, I didn't even know you were still here. Many of us are single by fear. And if fear is your driving force, because let me tell you this. When fear becomes your driving force, you usually don't take lessons. You take the thing that happened, but you don't take the lesson. Because when you take the lessons, now you understand. Now you know. Now you get the lesson. It fed you. Now you know how to choose better next time. But we don't do it. We are single by fear. So fear is our driving force. If fear is your driving force, then it's not by choice. It's by fear. And when you choose out of fear, and when you have all these people chasing you, and people liking you, and you are so fearful, that fear is the frequency that you are carrying, and you will connect to the fear in people. Because like attract like. See, many times you think, and let me switch over a little bit. I didn't want to go long. Lord, I didn't want to talk long today. Maybe I should end right there. And maybe continue this on a different time. Yeah. Fear and trust goes hand in hand. Goes hand in hand. And then family functions. Oh man. I really didn't feel like talking long today because I wanted to come and give you these 6 points and then say sayonara. You know, I ain't gonna make me talk long today. I think you all be encouraging me to just run my mouth. We're not gonna talk about born into sin and all them stuff. We're not talking about. Listen, I know I talk about a lot of stuff on my videos, and I talk about. But sometimes I don't want to talk about relationships. Sometimes I don't want to talk about sex. Sometimes I don't want to talk about all this spiritual, this extra spiritual stuff. People are born in sin. That has nothing to do with this conversation at all. You know what I mean? Like that has nothing to do at all with this conversation. Because I don't want to start a debate. I don't debate. So let me just tell you all real quick. I don't debate. I don't have debates. I don't go back and forth with people. I don't have debates with anybody because it makes no sense. If you right, be right. But me being right, I don't. I'm not like I don't believe I'm ever right. You try something that I say and it works, then it's good for you. Because everybody has their own thing that they're doing. If you believe it, listen, whatever you believe is for you. You know what I mean? So all I do is I come on here and I share what worked for me. If you don't take it, don't take it. You won't hurt my feelings at all. You know what I mean? Like it won't hurt my feelings at all. So I'm just saying, I don't like debates. I don't do it in person. I don't do it online. I don't do it with anyone. Before I did because I wanted to prove to myself that I knew what I was talking about. You know, I had to prove to you that my ego was right. You know, I know the truth. I know. To hell with all that stuff. I just don't know a lot of things. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't. What was I saying before I said I should stop? Yeah, I don't like all them debates. Is just egotistical. It's just an ego place. It's coming from an ego place of you wanted to be right, and when you were wrong, death. You know, the fear is fear. Let me say this. A lot of people, I knew what I was saying. Feeling alone. Okay, listen. There's lonely and there's alone. Pretty much the same thing, right? But however, it's completely different. Many people are alone, but they are not lonely. Feeling alone is like saying that you're lonely. Feeling or lonely or feeling alone is pretty much the concept of the negative viewpoint on being alone. Not everybody who is alone is lonely. You know what I'm saying? Not many people who are alone ain't lonely at all. Because you can still talk to